Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, or welcome to Pembrey, South Wales. We're just waiting for the previous race to get out the damn way, and then the first stock race of the weekend will start. At the moment, if I can do this without I want to focus on it. Here's our race grid. In pole, Justin Price, putting a score, is absolutely on fire today. Put a scorching couple of seconds off the overall lap record, 1:16.66. In second is John the Greek at 1:20, nearly 3.5 seconds behind, but there we go. And then Stuart Day, followed by Steve Hamilton, Graham Tatton, Darren Westgarth. So they make up the first two rows. Yeah, that's not the sound of a scooter you can hear in the background. Right, I've got my bit of paper with me which has got everybody on it. So, that sounded a bit sick, and his exhaust was pointing in slightly the wrong direction. And I'm sorry, on the last video I was doing that all the time, it appears. So I had a quick look at it. I will endeavour to keep the track in the middle of the camera. Thanks, Kez. I'm sure they will. And same as Rona, thank you. We will. So far we've been lucky. There's no wood to touch, so I'm not even going to say anything. It's started raining. It's spotting fairly lightly, but it is definitely rain. But the track is still dry. Given the fact we're not allowed slicks, we're all on what are technically intermediates, so we should be able to cope with this kind of weather quite nicely. In fact, it can get a lot wetter before we really have to think about switching over to wet tyres. Come on, chaps, on board now. I can hear the revving in the background. They're, if I spin round and zoom it in, you just see they're lining up over at the grid is just behind there. And they'll be doing a warm-up lap first of all, or a warm-up lap, or a sighting lap, and then we'll get underway proper. Okay, and they're off for the warm-up lap. Gotta love that howl and the smell. The smell of a highly tuned two-stroke burning oil is something rather wonderful. Which possibly makes me a little bit strange, but I'll live with that. Team George, good afternoon. Stuart's leading them round at the moment. I don't even need to see the number to know that style. Glenn Swallow just taking it round the back. He's now got the Badger, an X-replay machine. I understand, talking to him this morning, he's made some changes to the engine to make it a little more tractable and more suited to his riding style, and he's obviously still finding his feet with it. Justin Offland should be in this race, yeah. He'll be on production classes on number 17. I'll see if we can focus in on him at some point. And Danny, don't smash my lammy John. We'll see how that goes, eh, mate? He hasn't so far, so that's all right. Afternoon, Mike.
Yeah, two riders arguing about where they should be, mate.
I don't know if you heard that on the tannoy. The revs are up. A long hold on the lights. Looks like John got away well. He hasn't quite got the power he needs. He's riding Danny Loader's bike. It was set up to give an introduction to 4E riding. So perhaps isn't quite as vicious as as Justin's. But John's in front. My goodness. Look at that. I don't think that'll be long. Justin will have a word or two with that one. He's not far behind though. Now let's consider that Justin was putting 4 seconds a lap faster, or 3.5 seconds a lap faster, and John has just stuffed him again. No, Justin's managed to hold it round the outside. My word. Justin will, I feel, lose him down the straight. We down-geared the bike a little bit over lunch. As John was saying, it wasn't pulling fourth and he had to get a draft to get any decent speed out of it. Let's see if I can't focus in a little bit further. And stay on the...
Know that, looking at the leathers. Third place. Right.
Yeah, Justin's opened up a good lead down the straight. To be expected, I think. And it looks like John's moved down to third place. They come around the hairpin and they're coming out. Spitfires, I believe it's called. Justin, yeah, he's on. I said he's on fire today. And then we've got Stuart Day, John the Greek, Mr. Tatton in there, number 2, 58, Hammy. With certainly some action down slightly further down. Paul Fitzgerald, whilst still not at the front end, seems to have found his feet. He's going a lot better now than he has been, looking a lot smoother. And Glenn seems to have... nope, here he comes. There he is. Let's focus on Glenn for a bit. Oh God, that sounds like John from what I can hear. John's pulled it back in a second. My God. We've still got quite a bunch up the front. Don't often see this. There's a good 5 of us up there. Yeah, and John's pulled it back into the lead from Justin. My God. The 3 of them now really in this. Clearly that down gear worked. Just take it bloody steady, John, and bring it back home for us. I can almost feel Mr. Loader biting his lip in scut. Daz Westgarth going past us. Yes, I have. There he is. There's Harry. Hello, Harry. I understand your in-laws are watching today. Hello to them. Harry going well, but of course a small frame PK Vespa on this circuit, which is long, flat and fast, is fairly outclassed. The Lambrets get a chance to really stretch their legs, and the weight of the bikes doesn't disadvantage them much over on long, slow corner, or long, fast corners, shall we say. And John's back in the lead, still in the lead, sorry, he seems to have opened it up a little bit. So, clearly my instructions to have a bike that was a little bit relaxed and easy to drive is slightly different. He has pulled a bit of a gap out. What the hell's happened to Justin? Well, there he is. He's backed off, well, yeah, as far as Justin ever backs off. I would say that given the squeak coming from the commentary over the tannoy, I would say Justin's had an incident here. Daz Westgarth's got his hand up. That's unfortunate. Harry whipping past him. There's Daz. Paul Fitzgerald chasing down Harry. '68 is Sean Nichols going past there, followed by Alexander Van Dyke on the production auto. Who's this? Can't get the number. 51? Let's see where we come out of the... Yep, John's got it back in front again. Stuart Day behind him. Hammy's not... Well, he's let them go. There is definitely a gap. And then Graham right up his chuff. Hammy and Graham are, of course, in a different class. They're both in production. Whereas John and Stuart in 1 and 2 are in 4E. That's Tom Shaw just whipped past us and into the corner. On a Group 4. Bob West going nicely. Doesn't he always? It's not going to be long, I think, before we start seeing some lapping. What have we got here? We've got... go on, Harry. Harry having a race at the back. That's lovely. We like seeing races, don't care where they occur. They'll be coming back round again, the front boys. Stuart is not going to let John go. Yeah, this one's going to go to the wire, that I'm fairly certain of. John certainly opened it out a little bit, but Stuart's got his teeth in there. And I would say, if anything, the two following have closed that down a little bit. Now, given that these are production bikes, I can tell you that John, I don't know what the others are, but in the 4E is putting out 26.5 horsepower. The production bikes are in general around the 22 horsepower mark. Again, standard RB 20 kits, prescribed exhaust, carb, no advanced retard on the ignition, no porting allowed whatsoever. It's all standard off-the-shelf stuff. Some of it's supplied by the BSSO, some by Arthur Francis, AF Race Speed. Which, yeah, given that you can just bolt the lot together and come up with that sort of power is fairly amazing. But so yeah, with the two guys behind are on 22-ish horsepower, and the two guys in front are on, one's on 26.5. The other, I understand, is a little higher. I don't know how much. But I can hear the commentator talking about back markers down at the hairpin, so maybe that's disadvantaged John, maybe it's advantaged him. Doesn't seem to make much difference. They're holding it about right, a little spread out behind them. But I would say the gap's probably opened, if anything. Yeah. I wonder whether John will be asking for a Lambretta after this. My things are going out my bloody Group 4. Yeah, Justin's very much dropped off there. I think he's decided that he'll just bring it home, whatever the matter is. Quite a big gap now. Steve Wright on his orange panel ones leading Ian Scott. And weirdly, Ian's on the little Vespa. He's running the same gearing that he was at Three Sisters. The thing's got such a wide power band and revs so freely, you don't need to change the gearing from one extreme to the other almost. I'd probably change it for Croft, but here, unnecessary. Alexander Van Dyke. Won't thank me for saying it, but given he's the only entrant in production auto at the moment, coming both first and last. Harry seems to have been dropped off slightly by Paul Fitzgerald. And John coming back past against Stewart, staying in touch. I would say, unless John makes a mistake, I think he's got this in the bag. It's possible John can make a mistake. He makes them. And I've clearly been lapped, I think, certainly once, possibly twice now. Glenn Swallow going past the back. It just goes to show he's, and Glenn's an old racer from the 80s. I think old as in the 80s, not old as in Glenn. I don't know how old he is. He's got to be a couple of years. Just showing us he used to race Group 4, and they have changed a lot now. They're machines that will frankly try and kill you given half a chance. Or break down on you. One of the two.
All back markers have to go round the outside. He's doing it. He's round the outside. They're side by side. The hairpin. All to play for. Douglas comes out back to the front, but Day just gets a little bit better drive.
I'm listening to the commentator there. They are rucking at the hairpin. The back markers have closed them up. John's lost it. John has lost it. He's not going to be happy about that. There will be annoyance. He's dropped quite back though. The back markers obviously got a bit in the way there, or he made a bit of an error. What can he do at the? He's got what, 3 corners to do it. He's closed it back in. He is frighteningly fast round corners, but Stewart's an old guard. He knows his way around the Lambretta, to say the bloody least. I think he'll dig in and hold that now. I'll see if I can listen to the commentator whilst focusing on the others. Thanks, Jane. Of course I did. He's done it. John the Greek's done it. My goodness. Wow, that's amazing. I'm pleased for him. That's lovely. Given the stress we've been having and he's been having with his motorbike, he had to get the train down here. Then Alex Van Dark, who on cue comes past us, went to the station to pick him up, as I was very, very late last night. Brilliant. Unfortunately, being nowhere near the stand, the start-finish line, I can't comment. But we'll watch them come back in. They're going to come right past us, so I'll stay watching for a bit, and then we'll watch them as they drive past us. There will be some tired people here, that's for sure. It was indeed, Mark, a great race. Lots of individual little races. It's difficult when you're trying to watch everybody going on and commentate on it and work out who it is. It's difficult to focus on it. We don't get enough laps really to focus on all the little individual races. But they're there, and it is nice to see. A little bit of sky there for you. At least it's actually stopped raining completely now. Can't work out whether it's warm or cold, to be honest. Last of the chaps through the gate, or is that... No, here they come filtering in. Pan back out. Oh no, they're still not coming in. Where are they gone? Here they are. I think John's gone round for another lap for some reason or other. Yes, he has. Not entirely sure why John's done that. Well done, guys. All fits. Oh, nice close up of Harry. Go, Harry! John's gone the long way round. He forgot to pull off. Obviously enjoying himself so much. Dummy. Thank you, Jane. I've just read your comment. It's very kind of you. People are asking, to be honest, when you're coming back to do it. I think they enjoy the enthusiasm. That or your feminine wiles, one of the two. Probably the enthusiasm. I don't know. Maybe I better stop there. Alexander not happy with his with something there, with himself possibly. That looks like Glenn's bike being pushed back in right over there. I hope Glenn doesn't have a fall. And finally, last comes first. Oh, it's almost Shakespearean. Well done, John. Okay, we should get the specials race this afternoon. There was an accident which required the ambulance to leave the circuit earlier on today. I think we all hope that the motorcyclist was all right there. So, assuming that they do continue, hello mate. Well, I'll be back this afternoon with more commentary to bore you silly with. Danny there, loader, thank God, breathing a sigh of relief. Someone there. Speak to you all guys later. Thanks for watching.